All right, we're on the road, finally. Father-son camping trip. It's been actually the first trip since we've taken since Key West. 7 years ago. So we figured
7 years.
6 years, something like that, yeah, since we did the Key West trip. It's time to get away. This isn't a backpacking trip, this is a camping trip. There's gonna be lots of food eaten, lots of bacon, lots of drinking. We're going down to River Gorge.
No drinking, we don't drink.
We don't drink, yeah.
We're underage.
We're underage. We're headed down to Red River Gorge for 4 days. It's Thursday. It's, not even mid-morning, We're headed down there. We're gonna go down there for 4 days. We're gonna go do some hiking in the geological area. We've kind of been down there. We worked in the area for a while back when I worked for them. We did some work down there. We only did just like the touristy stuff, but we're actually gonna get back into the woods, the ravines, the gorges and stuff. We're gonna go check out as many arches as we can, as many of the overlooks we can, and we're just gonna go have a blast. So we're gonna send it on to you guys. We're gonna record a bunch of stuff and mash it all together for you. All right, see you guys later. Well, we made it. We're getting ready to set up camp. We're gonna start hiking. We're gonna get all that stuff done. We grabbed a ton of food from my house, so we're gonna eat like kings. So might as well get the party started right. It's not in excess this time, but there we go, guys. It's gonna be a good trip. 4 days hanging out with Dad. It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time. So the hell is that? Please tell me that's not my dad's ringtone. Anyway, that's a good start to a weekend. Let's get after it, guys. All right, we're all set up. It only took about an hour. We got the whole thing set up. And the cool thing is right behind me is one of the main trail. I don't know if I had told you guys that we are staying at Coomer Ridge campground here in Red River Gorge. Highly recommended. I had asked around. Again, we haven't been to this side of the park. We just typically had done the tourist side of the park, the natural bridge side. So this is our first time. So we asked around and figured out where the good places were to stay. So we're getting ready to fill up on water and go scope some places out. So here we go.
I got poop.
I'm videoing, but I see what you're talking about. The beginning of a hornet's nest, so something just knocked it down.
No, that's like a wasp nest. Not a hornet.
Check out. Yeah, you're barely hanging on there. 2 little points. Now that's not OSHA approved. That's not 3 points of contact. grab that bacon. I'll throw in here too. We can use a smaller package if you want.
Hmm?
Did you already grab it?
Yeah. Would you like some help? Got onion in it?
Already did. Just cut the bacon up in a little bit smaller so it reduces fat a little bit quicker.
I'm just gonna cook some up first.
You can, absolutely. You got that griddle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's let that fire die down and get us some coals.
Is that Nat King coals or just coals?
Just coals, man.
Mm.
Nat King coal comes later when we throw out some music.
Oh, some of that.
Some of that.
Roast.
Roast, sir. It's good to be out.
Better to be out here insane than being there and
Insane, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll throw some of that on there. These might need to
They're fine.
hang out. You know, this is one of my favorite parts of the trip is that, you know, as we grow older and we all have our own lives, it was one of my favorite parts because we actually get to sit down and have a meal together. And, you know, as kids grow older and we all have our own lives and stuff, things tend to separate and, go our own separate ways. But this was really the first time in about 6 or 7 years that we really got to sit down and have a meal together. And what better way to do that than, cook a meal together over an open fire. This really was a reflection of how I was raised. And my dad always made sure that I had what I needed. And as soon as I was able to realize that as a young kid, I always made sure that my dad had what he needed, whether it was giving him a phone call, shooting him a text message, or something as simple as serving him a plate of food. That's just how I was raised. So as we were goofing off, drinking and listening to good music, it's not me helping a disabled old man. It's me showing my appreciation and just making sure that my dad had what he needed without asking. At this point in the trip, we kind of became a copyright nightmare where everything was either music going in the background or, us drinking beer and drinking whiskey. I'm not quite sure what's exactly allowed on YouTube, but this is one part of the reason why there needs to be a voiceover is this entire clip just happened to be some really good blues music in the background, some jazz music in the background, and we were just sharing a meal together, just goofing off like we're both a bunch of goofs. We worked together for a long, long time, and I chose to choose a different professional career path, and but we're still all the same goofball, one and one, so we were all goofing off. Now, the meal that we decided to cook the first evening, well, first of all, let me get back to all of the food that we decided to bring was just literally everything out of my freezer. There was no rhyme or reason or anything like that. I just grabbed everything out of my freezer that had been in there a while. We tossed it in a cooler, put it in the back of my dad's truck, and as soon as we got there, we started planning out our meals. Now, the first night, we decided to cook some T-bones, fried potatoes, fried onions, and a few other small things, as you saw me prepping earlier. Now, what we ended up doing with the bone, and you may or may not have heard me talking about it to my dad about what was left, is we were going to use the T-bones and what we didn't eat as far as the meat goes to make a soup or stew for like the third or fourth night we were there. The temperature started dropping pretty good as we were camping in October, so it was kind of like a weird weather pattern where it was nice and warm during the mornings, or I'm sorry, the afternoons, but it was pretty cold in the mornings and the evenings. So again, I was chatting with my dad about taking some of the scraps as far as the T-bones go and breaking it down into some sort of soup or stew. And then the rest of the evening, we started to goof off. Obviously, there was some adult beverages to be had, but I distinctly remember about at least an hour of nothing but making obnoxious Cardi B noises until we fell asleep. It was the most hilarious thing at the time. Now, in retrospect, we're literally children in adult bodies, but it was quite hilarious. And we just sat there by the fire, in the tent, in the awning part of the tent, just hanging out, just being ourselves. And unfortunately, when we work in a professional world, you can't exactly do that all the time in front of, millionaire and billionaire clients, which we both deal with. And it was just really a nice reprieve to kind of just be ourselves and not have to worry about judgment or anything like that. Just be the goofballs that we were literally born to be. So it was a fantastic night. And then we actually kind of fell asleep pretty early, honestly. And we got up the next morning to start day 2, and it was a massive day 2, and I can't wait to share it with you guys.